So, what do you think about Amazon? Do you think it's going to become a monopoly? Do you already think it's a monopoly? And like, why do you think whatever you think?
Amazon, I don't believe, is a monopoly currently, at least by the federal government's or the Federal Trade Commission's version of monopoly,
Hmm.
which you need, I believe, 50% of an industry to be a monopoly. I believe that's it.
Yes, you need
I don't. Yeah,
control over
can you
fifty
confirm?
percent of the market share, I believe.
Which I don't believe Amazon currently has. Otherwise, the federal government would be cracking down on it.
Hmm.
I do believe that Amazon has paved the way to an oligopoly, which is, I'm sure you're aware, where you have very limited competition by a small number of sellers. I believe Amazon has definitely helped one of those come around in the terms of e-commerce. Because when you really think about it, you only buy Amazon whenever you buy something online. Now,
Yeah.
Amazon does buy things from other places, and there is stuff like eBay and Wish, but getting over 7 or 10 of those online softwares which you actually use regularly would be a hard task. It really is just a handful that you buy from, which I think definitely limits competition, and competition is such an important thing in a capitalist society for workers' rights and prices. You just definitely you need that competition, which is just not getting what it could be.
Yeah, that's definitely true. With the limited competitors, and you wouldn't happen to know what a monosopy is?
Yes, it's. I believe I do. It's like the inverse of a monopoly, if I'm not right. If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah, about the opposite of what a monopoly is.
where it's one buyer
Yes.
and they control the market basically through what they buy. Amazon. I don't think technically I wouldn't say they are legally, but I think they're just about monopoly, if not getting very close. And
Yeah. Uh,
it's
Also, do you think that Amazon could become like this new type of never before seen monopoly where they're not necessarily buying everything, but everything funnels through them before it hits the consumers? Because that's I'm not sure if there's really a term for that yet. Do you think that
oh
Amazon could become something like that?
oh definitely easily. I think Amazon could 100% not become a monopoly, but control the markets due to what passes through it and what it can regulate. Because if Amazon suddenly, I don't know if they sell firearms, but let's say that they do. If they suddenly stop selling firearms, that would definitely have a huge impact on the firearm market. So, what they choose to sell on their websites definitely has an effect on the entirety of that specific commerce section.
Yeah, and that's not even talking about like the other things that Amazon is doing. Like when they just bought Whole Foods. That's not even
Oh
including
yeah,
all their expansions.
or things like Amazon Prime, where they deal in media, or
Yeah,
not Amazon Prime. Sorry, what is it called? Amazon TV or whatever, Prime
Amazon
Video,
Video.
Amazon Video, where they deal in media. I mean, they're venturing out into many different markets, which is a good sign, but not when your company's that big. Not a good sign for other companies.
Yeah, each of their components, if it was their own company, would be like it would be a healthy thing. But because each of these branches can just feed off of one another and help one another grow, that just seems really dangerous.
And I do think that's what's going to end up happening is that they are going to split into separate companies if that's how we're going to break them off from being a monopoly. I think we're definitely going to try to split them into separate companies owned by different people. Still possibly under the not under the name as Amazon, so it's not technically a monopoly. I feel like there could definitely be ways to get around technically not being a monopoly, which is what it's kind of doing right now.
Yeah, it definitely seems
which
to be just skirting under that market share 50% count.
yeah, because there definitely is several key characteristics of monopoly of I can't talk of Amazon being a monopoly, such as their blatant disregard for workers' rights. Because what are you gonna do against Amazon with how they treat their workers? You can't exactly boycott Amazon. People use it and depend on it. They're almost untouchable.
Yeah, especially with, the whole COVID thing that's still going on. Amazon's like becoming almost necessary for a lot of people.
Oh, definitely, it's very necessary. So you can't touch it if you're an average Joe. If you are anything less than just a absolute top percent, you can't exactly touch them legally. It would have to be the federal government or some other very rich individual.
Yeah, you can't really like petition, like boycott Amazon. That's just like not
Nah, you
even
can't.
close to feasible.
It's just untouchable. We can't do much against it. Either we have to create, or I say we, either only way I see this going is if Amazon keeps getting bigger, they separate into smaller groups, or eventually the federal government will crack down on it, which I don't think is going to happen unless absolutely necessary.
Yeah, and I can't really see Amazon splitting up its companies on its own without somebody basically forcing them to. Because if you
Definitely
put the
not.
Amazon name on something, people are going to trust in it.
Booms. Yep. Definitely is a thing of being name brand. Definitely helps because I mean, if you buying something on eBay, you always know it's gonna be a little sketchy because it's eBay.
Yeah,
Buy something on Amazon, it's got the Amazon name on it. It's legit. Same with Amazon Video and all that stuff. You
yeah.
trust the brand.
That little Amazon choice that's next to a product, you're usually going to buy that one.
Yep, you trust the brand, and it's definitely a dangerous thing. Definitely can be a very dangerous thing. Not necessarily.
Well, thank you for your time. Um, yeah.
Yeah, no problem. It was a good discussion.
Yep.
Anything else we should mention?
No, nothing really.
I'm gonna go back to buying my stocks then.